Join me today for a bit of GenCon information here for the first part of June 2024. This is the Geek Cabal channel. My name is Bobby, and we're going to be talking a little bit about GenCon 2024. And as I said in the intro, this is very early June. So, first of all, just want to apologize. I intended on having some videos up about the event ticket system, and if you've seen some other videos on our channel here recently, you know that real life kind of got in the way of some things. And if you didn't, if this is your first time here, then sorry that you didn't get the earlier information. So anyway, this is going to be hopefully a very short video. There's a few things I want to throw out there because of some deadlines and some other important information. We will be hopefully having a chance to rework our Gen Con tips videos from previous years. Combining, reworking, streamlining, hopefully. That hasn't happened yet in any attempt to do so, but, third time's the charm, I guess. And any new relevant information that has come up since. But those are all going to be other videos. So I'm going to cut to the chase of the important part of this video here in the very beginning. I know it's completely counterintuitive to how YouTube videos work. I know I'm supposed to keep you on the edge of your seat so you watch to the end, but I'm not one of those people. It's not going to happen. So the critical bit of information here is that the deadline to have your tickets and badges shipped to you is quickly approaching. It's June 14th. So you need to have that option selected. Well, you need to have purchased your badge, any event tickets that have physical tickets, and you need to have that option selected by June 14th to have those things mailed to you. And if you are in the United States, I highly recommend that you do that. Now, for international folks, I don't know if it's a good idea one way or the other. I'm not going to lie. I've said this in our tips and tricks videos. I don't know how much you can trust the international postage system to A, get it to you on time, and B, just, get it to you, period. So that is entirely in your court if you're international. But if you're in the United States, it's going to have a tracking number and everything else. And I would highly recommend that you get them shipped to you so you can avoid the will call line. Because it is staggering, depending on when you go. But generally speaking, the will call line is very, very long. In years past, we've had to go, and we try to go down there Wednesday night before the show starts on Thursday, so we don't waste any convention time in the line, but you're still wasting a lot of time. Like, it typically takes a couple hours to go through the line, if you're lucky, because it wraps all the way through the convention center, and it's a lot. And it's pretty bad Thursday morning too. Now, if you're coming, say, Friday, but you're going to be in Indianapolis Thursday, if you go Thursday afternoon, it's a pretty short line at that point. And likewise with each successive day, into the afternoon, because everyone wants to rush and get, so they can get into the dealer's hall and everything. So, yeah, June 14th, very important date. Make sure you've done your business by then. Now, if you order any tickets that have physical tickets after that deadline, you will have to pick them up in person. So keep that in mind if you order other events that pop up or you forgot something. Now, if it's a digital ticket, as far as I'm aware, it just updates the barcode on your badge. There shouldn't be any kind of issue with that, as far as I'm aware, because it's all on the back end. It's not like it's actually somehow physically encoded on a chip in your badge or anything. It's just a barcode, and they just have a database. I'm assuming this is how it works from my limited knowledge of computer programming. They just would have a database that would have your barcode. It would be associated with certain events, and you just scan the barcode, and boom, you're ready to go. So it's just a matter of updating the database. But physical tickets, you'll have to pick up in person. So keep that in mind. So if you do order any events that that are physical after you've done this and selected the option to ship, they will not ship those tickets to you because it's after the cutoff. Those you'll have to pick up in person, and just bear that in mind. So, like, I would highly recommend them not be events like Thursday morning if you can at all help it. Like, make them either, Thursday afternoon or beyond, and then Thursday afternoon go pick them up, because there won't be nearly as big of a line at that point. At least that's what I would do if I were in that position and I could at all help it. But again, I stay with a friend in Indianapolis, so we have the option to go, and I go up there Wednesday night, so we have the option to go downtown and stand in line and everything Wednesday. And if you do that, if you want to save I think it's $15 to have them shipped, and you don't mind the line, you can always go to there's like a celebration thing outside. I think they'll have already have opened up the Sun King Brewery stuff, and I think there's like a little concert going on. Like, there's stuff to do, just once you're out of the line. So, something to consider. Again, I would just have them shipped to you. I've never had any issues with that, and now that I've said that, I probably will. So I probably cursed myself there, but here's hoping not. Okay, so that's the main important thing. Now, there's been a couple other just random things that have popped up, and just a little reminder here, we have done videos in the past as far as like tips and tricks. If this is your first video of mine that you've seen and you're at all interested, I'm going to put links down in the description as far as like our tip videos, and I'll probably have a thing up here that just leads to the GenCon playlist, but that's going to have a lot of other stuff like what is GenCon and 2 years worth of tip videos. The second set might seem redundant, and like our videos from the convention. So if you want to see those things, and hopefully we'll have new ones added this year. So some other things, there is a gentleman who has advertised on the Fans of GenCon Facebook page, which you should all check out, and the Facebook page, and he is going to be doing like a walking tour of GenCon for like first timers, and I believe the events are actually in the event catalog. If so, I'll try to link them in the description if I can find that post, because it's Facebook, and it's been about a week or two since it popped up. But basically, it's like for first timers. Take them, excuse me. So you can take them around the convention center, show them new things, that they might not know about, and try to get all the little nooks and crannies that take a while for you to realize, hey, these things are here too, kind of stuff. Like if I were to tell you like what the secret is to finding the clean bathrooms, like there's 2 I know of that stay relatively clean throughout the whole convention. By the way, that's a thing. Watch the tips and tricks. But yeah, like I don't advertise those. So, if you ask me nicely down in the comments, maybe I'll tell you which 2 they are. So anyway, so that's a thing. And also GenCon themselves is running. I'm assuming these are different because I saw an announcement for it from GenCon, so I assume these are different things. And the second thing is from GenCon. It's a session 0, so it's essentially the same thing. I don't know if there's a walking tour involved. I think it's just a bunch of like, hey, here's a bunch of information that you should really know for GenCon, but it's during GenCon. I want to say the event is on Saturday, but again, if I can find it, I'll put the link down in the description. And yeah, so those 2 things. I don't know of any concerts this year, because I know one year, several years ago, there was an actual concert for They Might Be Giants. And in years past, there have been concerts. I don't think there's any like known name bands, anything like that this year. At least there isn't thus far. I don't know that the theater in the Circle Center Mall is going to be running anything special. I don't know if the theater in the Circle Center Mall is actually even still open. I need to double check that. But in years past, they have run movies. It's real hit and miss. Like I watched Conan the Barbarian there one year, the Arnold one, not the Jason Momoa one. And they've also run like The Wrath of Khan, Aliens, and a few others. It just depends on like if it's an anniversary or if there's a game related to it coming out. So it's real hit and miss. If I find out anything, I'll put it in a video or a post on Facebook well, probably on Facebook too, but on here on YouTube, the little posts that pop up. So those are the main things. I expect construction, like that just seems to be a perpetual problem with Indianapolis. Uh, I need to look into that because I think I actually did get a notice there's something specific on that front. And if there is, I will definitely mention it in another video for everyone that's driving in or driving from your hotel or whatever. Um, yeah, other than that, I think Chad and I will try to get together to do a video on what we're going to be doing because I know we're going to be playing in a BattleTech game, a bigger one, with at least one of our fans from here on YouTube that we met last year. And I don't know if there's many tickets left for that, but we'll throw it out there if anyone else wants to meet us there for that, and or if anyone wants to just meet us in general, like we'll find the time. Um, but yeah, so if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I actually do get questions. I still get questions from older videos about Gen Con related stuff. So if you got anything you want to try to answer, and hopefully I'll be able to answer it before that deadline as far as shipping the tickets. Oh, I don't know if they've corrected the problem, but about a week ago, someone posted that the True Dungeon events, for those of you who are interested in them, some of them are showing sold out that are not, in fact, sold out. And I think the workaround is you actually have to click on the event itself, and it'll show that there are tickets remaining, which it will be a nightmare because just the sheer number of them. But apparently there was some kind of issue with the system where they were showing up as sold out when in fact they were not. I don't know if they've corrected this yet, but that is a thing. So, or at least it was about a week ago. So if you're like, oh man, I can't get in at that time, actually click on the event to make sure. Because I know my friend Chris and I, we're going through one of them. Be Thursday. I don't know the time off the top of my head. Talk about it more whenever Chad and I do our video, if we're able to get together to do one, because doing that has been very, very taxing lately. So, other than that, I don't believe there's any other updates for the moment that are critical time sensitive updates. If anything else comes up before we get to the other videos, I'll try to fire up a quick video here. But I think that's it for the moment. So if you got any other questions, like I said, throw them up down in the comments. I try particularly for the Gen Con videos to respond. Like I said, I get a lot of questions on those. But otherwise, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It's YouTube, you know the drill. But and check out the other videos if you want to see, if you're new to the whole Gen Con thing or relatively new and you want to see some of our advice from years past. But again, we're going to try to update those hopefully by the first part of July, so they'll be up for at least a month before the convention. But yeah, other than that, hopefully we'll see you folks at the show.